It's the Community Ties Program with Alex Mikos on Tiger Country 97.5 WTGR.
And like we do each and every weekday, we sit down with a member from the community to talk about an organization or an event. Very happy to welcome onto the show Farm Power of the Past as we get started for this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday over at the Fairgrounds. Director and President Vaughn Oswalt joins us on the show. And a familiar voice here on the program, Duane Edwards, back with us today. Vaughn, how are we doing, my friend?
We're doing real good.
I'm sure this weather this morning isn't all that great for what you're trying to accomplish over at the Fairgrounds, but what looks to be later on in the week when we start Farm Power of the Past on Thursday, we'll have some nice weather.
Yes, we're thinking that we'll take the rain now and we'll look forward to the better weather later in the week.
Farm Power of the Past, how many years have we been doing this?
This is our 15th show. 15th
show, so that's something to celebrate just in general. But it seems to grow each and every year, and we got another great show for this weekend.
Yes, we'll have all the things we've been doing, and then this year we're welcoming the Vintage Garden Tractor Club of America. They're having their Ohio regional meet here. And this is something new for us, so we don't really know what we're getting into, but we're going to go with it.
We'll find out, right?
Right.
Now, Vaughn, before we sort of get into all the details and the happenings of Farm Power of the Past, just give a little overview of what Farm Power is.
Well, we want to remember the vintage ways of farming. And we do have start out with some horse-drawn equipment and things like that, and then progress on up to the more modern tractors and farm implements that are used now.
It's really neat. I always enjoy your event because when you drive by on Schweitzer Street, it's almost like a sea of tractors. And we're going to have that same thing for this year?
Yes. We have in the area of 300, depending on what our feature is. We should have a pretty good representation this year, and so maybe we'll go over 300. Sometimes we get up to 400, but it's quite an impressive scene to have them the way they're lined up and everything.
And talking about that feature, what is it this year?
Well, we're featuring a Ford, Ferguson, Massey Harris, and Massey Ferguson. We thought we would start combining several of the smaller companies so that we can get through the rotation just a little bit quicker.
Yeah, and that brings me to my next question. How do you determine the feature?
Well, it's just one of those things we sort of have a pattern. Once you've went through it, then you don't want to feature the same thing too close to each other, so we kind of spread it out. And like I say, it took us 9 years to get through most of the manufacturers. And then you have to have one kind of a catch-all year where there were so many little companies and had unusual and sometimes they call them orphans and oddballs, and then they thought, well, maybe it's more politically correct to call them lesser knowns. But anyway, so we're gonna have that in 2017.
Talking about Farm Power of the Past, 2014 gets underway on Thursday at the Fairgrounds. Goes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Tiger Country is going to be out there on Friday night getting you ready for the tractor pull. As we're going to be talking about that here shortly. But talking with Vaughn Oswalt, Duane Edwards, also here in the WTGR studios. Vaughn, this is almost sort of a warm-up for the Great Darke County Fair in the sense that you're one of the larger groups that uses the fairgrounds for the year, if not maybe the second largest to the happenings at the Great Darke County Fair.
Yes, we are. Daryl has told me that we're the second largest event to the Great Darke County Fair. So there's really no comparison, but we're the second.
Well, there's a lot of truth to that, but still a lot of fun to be had and a lot of different activities to sort of get involved with or to watch. And, we mentioned the tractors and the implements that are going to be on hand, but there's things for all ages and all kinds. for folks to come out and enjoy. And I know a big part of that, and sort of what we were talking about before the show, and Mother Nature sort of throwing some rain on our parade today. We got a lot of folks that come out and use it for vending purposes.
Yes, we have a large flea market area, and it is a variety. There are many things. There's a lady that sells socks, and we have other things that are not farm related, and so we have a very diverse flea market, and
it's one of those things where the husband can come out and sort of look at some kind of show, and maybe the wife can go shopping.
That's true. That's true. There's some things that will interest the children. There are people that cater to that. So,
and you also have kid activities too.
Yeah, we have a kiddie tractor pull, and that'll be on Saturday. And invite anybody. They have it in the Coliseum, so it doesn't matter what the weather is, and it's usually cool in there, even though it's hot outside. So
now, pertaining to Saturday, correct me if I'm wrong, but that day sort of centered around the children, right?
Yes, we also have a kiddie coin scramble, and that's where they spread out some straw, and they put a bunch of coins in there, and then the kids, and they go by age group, so we don't have the big kids, trampling the little ones, and so then they find the coins.
Now, the event starts this Thursday. What time are we opening the gates?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, so 7 a.m.
Yes.
And we'll be at it all day on Thursday?
Till it's dusk.
And then same case for Friday?
Fridays and Saturday.
All right, and then looking ahead towards Sunday, for those individuals that want to experience something a little different when it comes to Sunday church, they can do so out at the fairgrounds.
Yes, we're very fortunate. We have Reverend Terry Hayworth, the former commissioner, is our chaplain now. And so if you would like to hear Reverend Terry Hayworth, this will be his second year as our chaplain.
And what time on Sunday?
That's at 8 o'clock.
And it was a good turnout a year ago, right?
Yes, we had a real good turnout.
All right, so we hope for that to take place for this year. And again, Farm Power of the Past, the topic on this Tuesday edition of Community Ties. Now, you mentioned Terry Hayworth helping you out. A lot of help across the board. How many individuals does it take to sort of put on an event like this? Not enough, right?
I don't know. We got, what you say, 16, 17 directors, and of course, all of us can't be there every day of the week. Guys that's there, like today and tomorrow, may not be there another day. But everybody just kind of comes in and helps out, and things just get done. You wonder how it gets done, but everybody knows what to do.
A lot of work, but a lot of help, and I know you guys really appreciate that help. And again, we're talking about Farm Power of the Past. So we got more to come. We're going to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll talk about some of the other activities and events as we move forward on this Tuesday edition of Community Ties. Farm Power of the Past over at the fairgrounds this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is Tiger Country.
The Community Ties program continues with Alex Mikos on Tiger Country 97.5 WTGR.
All right, back here on a Tuesday, July 8th, and we are getting you ready for Thursday, July 10th, as that's going to be the start of Farm Power of the Past. Is coming back to the fairgrounds. They are celebrating their 15th year doing the event, and big happenings for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, as Von Oswalt and Duane Edwards have joined us on the program. Now, Von, we've talked about some of the activities and some of the events, but there's almost too many to list. As you mentioned, you start 7 a.m. on Thursday, and you go pretty much all day, and then that's sort of the same schedule for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But this is a fun event that's used in a lot of different ways, and I think one of the ways that I enjoy most is sort of folks educating their youth and sort of showing them how it once was and what it used to be, and also sort of smiling back at some of those old tactics.
Yes, that's the wheat thrashing. Use the old thrashing machine. We power with a gas tractor at our show. And so then they also do corn shredding, which is really how they, instead of picking corn, or now they shell it mostly, they had a machine that separated the stalk from the ear from the stalk, and so that operation also. And so that's the two main things we do as far as demonstrations on that, and then the sawmill.
Now, I got to ask this question. I think I've probably asked it to you in the past, but how did you get involved in helping out with Farm Power of the Past?
I'm an old farm boy from Darke County.
That's just it.
And probably most of us that are involved in this grew up on a farm, the small family farms, and it's in your blood. And so I found out after the organization actually was formed, wasn't one of the original founders of the association, and so then I got in somewhat, I don't know, maybe the second year or something like that.
Now, I know being a director, there's a lot of work that goes into it, but do you have a chance to sort of find some time, and is there one thing in particular that you really look forward to and enjoy?
Well, since I've been in this position, I'm wearing different hats. I used to help park all the tractors and things like that, and now I'm helping with the flea markets a lot. But there's something always going on. I do like to see some of the unusual. You know, somebody brings in something, an unusual tractor, something that's different. Also, visiting with the many flea market people and all that. And it's like having a reunion, old friends and all those that came back each year.
And I'm sure for the week and the weekend, you probably hear a lot of stories. Yes,
there's always someone, you know, and they'll see a piece of equipment and they'll say, well, you know, my grandpa had one of those. And they'll talk about it. And the tractor that I own is is unusual. It's a John Deere 435. It was one of the few times that Deere departed from their own built engines, and this has a Detroit diesel. And it's interesting how people will remember this and say maybe comments they might not be good, or, you know, yeah, we really liked it, or it did a good job, you know, so on and so forth. And it brings back memories, and that's a lot of what this is.
Now, Duane, we talked a couple weeks ago. You came on the show, and we discussed the happenings when it came to the horse pull, the tractor pull, and then the activities for Saturday morning with the antiques. And then also you got a car show on Sunday. But what do you look forward to most?
That's a dumb question.
No. Well, thank you, Duane.
No, Alex, you're right. I'm a tractor puller, but I'm like Vaughn. I growed up on the small farm, the family farm. I helped my uncle farm, and some of the equipment that you see at these old shows just brings back so many memories. Sunday evening, I went up to Line Ball family and helped. They binded the wheat binder, and we loaded on wagons and stuff to bring it in for the show. I never ever had seen a wheat binder work. Now the corn binder they use in the fall to bind the corn up so we can have it to show. I worked around one of them before, but just the old farm equipment, the things that's on it, you look at the equipment that we used in the 60s and the 70s and some of the stuff they're using now, how the parts was made back then, and now they've just refined them more and more, and it's just amazing that the old time farm equipment's the way it was.
As again, Farm Power of the Past going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday over at the fairgrounds. Von Oswalt and Duane Edwards in the WTGR studios. Unfortunately, we're sort of running out of time. But, Vaughn, before I let you go, anything else you want to throw out there that maybe we didn't get to?
Well, in about 5 months, Alex, you're going to start getting your season's greeting cards. And some of those have a picture of a portly old gentleman. And there's one thing about Farm Power of the past. You often think, well, what does that old man do in the summer? And one thing about it, you come out to Farm Power of the past, and you look around, you might find out and see what that old man does.
So Santa Claus might be, can I say that? Santa might be hanging out this weekend in Greenville?
Well, it's possible.
All right. Well, that's a news story if I ever heard one. Duane, your final thoughts.
I just want to remind everybody the pony pull is at 4 o'clock in front of the grandstand Saturday afternoon. Horse pull begins at 6. I will be at trackside, not doing the announcing, but I will be there helping out the announcer and stuff, and along with Bill Young and the Clemens boys. And then Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, we start taking entries for car show right beside the Ohio Center. That goes from 9 to 3. There's no judging or nothing. Just come in, just play. We don't care. I had a guy last year. I told him, I said, we don't care what you bring. He brought he's a little doodle bug over, just as a homemade contraption. And he said, well, you said anything. I said, I did say anything. Thank you for bringing it. We really appreciate it. But it don't matter what it is. Just bring it out. If it's something, we'll talk about it.
Come on out, have fun, run into some old friends, meet some new friends. Duane, I will see you on Friday night for the tractor pull. We'll be there from 5 to 7. Got a big show for you Friday night. Looking forward to that.
We'll be there.
All right. Hey, Vaughn, young man celebrated a birthday today here at WTGR, and that being Shane Buckingham. You got him breakfast, which was great class, and I know he thanks you, and I wanted to thank you over the air, as it means a lot. And, happy birthday, Shane. Vaughn, thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll see you guys for the weekend, okay?
Enjoy the donuts.
I will. All right, as this is going to do it for Community Ties, as a big thanks to Duane Edwards and Vaughn Oswalt, Farm Power of the Past, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And you can go online, greenvillefarmpower.org, a good website. Up next, it's your Midday Farm Show right here on Tiger Country.